Hey guys, it's Harleywood. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, I have mentioned before that I have several headlamps. I have a few of them on the table here just for comparison. Today we're going to be focusing on this H03 from Skilhunt. This is 1200 lumens, and the one in the back here, I've never actually shown this on the channel. This is the one that I use during duck season when we're putting the decoys out in the water, getting our blinds set up. This is the one that I usually have strapped on my head. I'm going to take these outside here in a second and show you the beam patterns on them, and there's distinct differences between these two. This one over here is the ThruNite H03, and it's a fantastic headlamp. It's not quite as secure because it doesn't have the strap that goes over the top of the head. Sometimes that can be annoying. Some people like it, some people don't. And it's also not as bright. This one's 520 lumens, this one's 1200, this one's 1000. When I take these out and show you, this one has a very pronounced hot spot, and you can see it's got an orange peel reflector in there, whereas this one has almost a diffuser lens on it. So it does a very good job of brightening the area, but it keeps any hot spots from being really focused in any one area. And I remember being out with this one and having buddies who were also setting up their blinds and throwing decoys out, and I would accidentally turn my head past them, and this one's so hot that it literally would kill their night vision if I hit them in the face with it. This one, even though it's brighter than the other one, it's not as bad because that diffuser really helps to calm that down a little bit. Let's go ahead and take these outside and show you the beam patterns. Alright, side-by-side comparison. Here's the one with that really pronounced hot spot from X-Tar. Over here is the one from Skilhunt on the right. Here's X-Tar on the left, Skilhunt on the right. And it's very hard to tell, but this one is doing a fairly decent job of lighting up a bigger area without quite such a hot spot in the middle. Alright, let's throw the ThruNite TN12 up here for comparison. Let the camera focus. Look at that hot spot. I mean, this flashlight is amazingly powerful. I'm going to put it off to the left here, and there is the Skilhunt. You can see it's just a nice, wide, bright area. So if you're doing something like setting up deer stands or putting out your duck decoys or setting up a duck blind, this is going to do a much better job of lighting up a greater area without producing those hot spots that oftentimes, especially if you get up real close to something, tend to bounce back in your face and blind you. Alright, a couple other nice features of this H03. It is tail cap standable. If you've watched any of my flashlight reviews, you'll know that I love tail cap standable flashlights and now headlamps. The button is on the side here, so this can easily double as a flashlight. If you were just walking around and trying to find something, you could easily double this as a flashlight. And another, the tail cap is magnetic. This is fantastic if you're going to be working on something. If you take it out of the mount here, or let's say you didn't have the mount, and you could just take this, mount it up under the hood of your truck, and get to work. I don't know too many times where you would need to mount this if you had this. I mean, like, why not just put it on your head and use it as a headlamp, right? But if you did not have this, or you wanted to carry just this portion of it, it makes it a little bit more versatile in having that tail cap magnet. And they really thought this out a little bit. Obviously it comes with extra O-rings, but right here is a little plastic replacement disc for that magnet. So if you didn't want it, let's say you knew that it was going to ride in your front pocket, and like me, I carry my credit cards in my front pocket, maybe you would want to take that magnet out of there so that it didn't interfere with your credit cards. It does come with a black pocket clip, so if you do want to run this as kind of your EDC light, throw that on there and you're good to go. Alright, there are a couple different versions of this light. Like I said, this is the H03. You can see it there. That is the one with kind of that deflector lens on it. And then we get to the H03R, which to me looks like it has a clear lens, which would probably have a greater hot spot. And then the H03F, which looks like it has a flip down lens, so you can either have the hot spot or the diffused, wider spread. Here's where it gets a little bit of wonky. There are no less than 8 brightness modes on this. Now, as you're scrolling through it, there's 4. But then they have what they call sub-levels. And in my honest opinion, it gets a little unnecessary. So anytime you're on a brightness setting, if you double click, you see how it dimmed just slightly? It went into one of its sub-level modes. And then every click is a different lumen mode than when you were in the normal non-sub-level mode. Is that making sense? If you triple click, it goes into strobe. Click again, it goes off. Click and hold, and the light shuts off completely. Alright, and lastly, the price. Currently, the retail on it is $50. However, if you go to the link in the description below, there is a promo code that you can use, and the light is about $33 at the time of filming this video. That's actually a pretty good price. The through night that I showed earlier is, I believe, $25 or $29, somewhere around there. This X-Tar, which I'll also post a link in the description below, is about $50, and right now I have a coupon code for this also that takes about 8% off the price of this. So I'll post links to both of those in the description below. Lastly, just be sure you decide what your purpose of use for this is going to be. If you're going to be doing a lot of close-up interaction, make sure you get the one that has the diffuser. Otherwise, that light bounces off whatever your subject matter is and is really going to blow back in your face. The diffuser kind of helps mitigate that. 1200 lumens, not going to have that bright hot spot, again, because of the diffuser. The modes on there, there's plenty of them, and you know, there's a little bit of a learning curve to get used to the clicks on this versus the clicks on something like an O-light or a through night. I tend to like one where you click once and it comes on, and you click again and it goes off. While it's on, I like that you can hold the button to cycle through the modes. This one, you click to turn it on, and every time you click, it cycles through the modes, and then you have to click and hold to turn it off. So a little bit different, just depends on what you're used to. Again, you know, probably not a big deal if you don't have a previous, you know, bias one way or the other. I've kind of gotten spoiled by the way that some of the other flashlights do it, but not a bad thing. That magnet tail cap, brilliant, I love it. I have some O-lights that do the same thing, and I love them. That's it, guys. Hope you liked the review. If you did, hit that subscribe button for me below. Lots more stuff coming up, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.